1972, Vesna Vulović miraculously survived a fall from 33,000 feet while working as a flight attendant on a plane, making her survival one of the most extraordinary stories in aviation history. Her remarkable story of endurance and recovery continues to inspire people around the world. On January 26, 1972, Vesna Vulović, a 22-year-old flight attendant from Yugoslavia, was working on Jet Flight 367, a McDonnell Douglas DC-9, en route from Stockholm to Belgrade, with stops in Copenhagen and Zagreb. The flight, carrying 28 passengers and crew, was proceeding normally until it reached the airspace over Czechoslovakia, present-day Czech Republic. At an altitude of 33,000 feet, a bomb hidden in the luggage compartment exploded, tearing the aircraft apart. The bomb, later attributed to Croatian nationalists, caused the plane to disintegrate mid-air. The explosion killed all passengers and crew members on board, except for Vesna Vulović. Miraculously, Vesna, who was stationed near the tail section of the aircraft, was ejected from the wreckage. She fell from the sky, still strapped to her seat, landing in a heavily wooded and snow-covered area near the village of Srpska Kamenica. The trees and snow helped cushion her fall, preventing what would have otherwise been certain death. Local villager Bruno Honke discovered Vesna's body amidst the wreckage. She was unconscious, with severe injuries including a fractured skull, 3 broken vertebrae, a broken pelvis, several broken ribs, and both legs broken. Despite her critical condition, Honke, a former medic in World War II, administered first aid and stayed with her until emergency services arrived. Vesna was transported to a nearby hospital where she fell into a coma for several days. The medical team working on Vesna's case was astounded by her survival and dedication to her recovery. Vesna's injuries were extensive and life-threatening. Her spine was shattered, causing temporary paralysis from the waist down, and she required multiple surgeries to address her numerous fractures. Her survival was not just due to the cushioning effect of the trees and snow, but also the timely medical intervention she received from Honke and the hospital staff. Vesna's recovery was slow and painful, involving months of rehabilitation and physical therapy. Initially, she was told she might never walk again due to her spinal injuries. However, Vesna's determination and the support of her medical team led to a remarkable recovery. After 10 months of intensive rehabilitation, she regained the ability to walk, albeit with a limp. Despite the physical and emotional trauma she endured, Vesna remained positive and determined to return to a normal life. She expressed a desire to continue working as a flight attendant, but JET, the airline she worked for, offered her a desk job instead, citing the potential psychological impact of returning to the skies. Vesna accepted the position and continued to work for the airline in a different capacity. Vesna's survival garnered international attention, and she became a symbol of hope and resilience. Her story was widely covered by the media, and she received numerous awards and recognitions for her incredible endurance. In 1985, she was officially recognized by the Guinness World Records for surviving the highest fall without a parachute, a record she holds to this day. Throughout her life, Vesna Vulović maintained a humble attitude about her miraculous survival, often attributing it to fate and the quick actions of those who found and treated her. She expressed immense gratitude to Bruno Honke and the medical staff who saved her life. Despite her fame, Vesna remained a private individual, focusing on her recovery and her work. Vesna's story also raised questions about the security measures on flights and the political tensions of the time. The bombing of Flight 367 was a stark reminder of the dangers of terrorism and the vulnerability of civilian aircraft. The investigation into the bombing revealed gaps in airport security and highlighted the need for stricter safety protocols, leading to improvements in aviation security worldwide. In the years following her survival, Vesna became an advocate for peace and cooperation, often speaking out against war and violence. Her experience gave her a unique perspective on the fragility of life and the importance of working towards a more peaceful world. Vesna Vulović's miraculous survival story is not just about the physical act of surviving an unimaginable fall. It's about the strength of the human spirit and the will to overcome adversity. Her recovery and resilience continue to inspire people around the world, reminding us of the extraordinary capabilities we possess when faced with seemingly insurmountable challenges. Vesna lived the rest of her life in Belgrade, passing away on December 23, 2016, at the age of 66. Her legacy endures,